Hello and welcome to this weekly guidance with me, Rekha Vijay Shankar. This is the guidance for this week, as has been requested by a number of you who I've worked with and who know me, or sometimes, and especially this time, even people who have heard of me and have come to listen to the little bit of wisdom that I intend to share that comes from my life experience. This week is a toughie. This week is a question that is very close to my heart. And it's a question that was put to me by someone I know and love dearly. And the question is, what is your guidance on dealing with hurt caused by a loved one? And that's a really difficult one. That is a toughie. What happens when we're hurt deeply by someone we truly cherish, truly love? This is a person that we've exposed ourselves to, that we've given our best to, the best of our strength, the best of our ability, and the most honest, most authentic of our love. What happens when this person turns round and is critical of us, is judgmental of us, even rejects us? What happens then? My experience of it is that it causes unfathomable pain. It is like your heart has been stormed all over by a big black boot. Your heart has been cut wide open, and all that comes out of it is hurt and the heat of rejection. That is incredibly painful. And as time comes between the event and yourself, as time happens, this wound remains. It may patch over a bit, but the essential wound remains. How we deal with the wound is often interesting. The mind, which is unable to digest the pain, the sheer trauma of this wound, tries to put a lid on it. It sometimes even works overboard trying to put a lid on it. So we deny that the wound ever happened. We deny it to ourselves. We deny it to the perpetrator of the wound. And this, in fact, on a more serious note, is the basis of how abuse is sustained over a period of time. The continuance of abuse rests on the foundation of denial. That denial, of course, has its roots in fear. But most of us tend to want to balance the wound out, balance the hurt, balance the venom, and hurt the person who caused us, who gave us the wound in the first place. So we complain, we argue, we shout, and that is the more active way. We slam doors. That is a more active way. Countries go to war with each other. Religions attack each other. That is the more active way of dealing with our wound. But there is another very insidious, passive way, and that is putting a distance between ourselves and the person who caused the wound, isolating ourselves, allowing distrust to grow within. We simply wipe them out from our consciousness or pretend to anyway. Whichever mode we take, the fundamental facet remains the gaping wound. And as time goes on, this wound festers. Why do we feel wounded, so wounded? I have known of people carry wounds for years, even decades, some for the rest of their lives. Why do wounds have such power over us? Why won't they allow us to show the wound, to own up to it? Because we're afraid. We are afraid of rejection. We are afraid of the wound repeating itself. And however valid that is, in the process of either denying the wound or retorting to it, there is an innate, inherent cruelty. That cruelty is self-cruelty. We deny ourselves the opportunity to heal because we are obsessed with this need to equate, to find the balance, to throw the wound back at the perpetrator. My invitation this week is for you and I to open our hearts to acknowledging the pain, because underneath that pain is love. Love that we feel has been slighted, rejected. But love is permanent. Love does not reject. Love is never slighted. Deep down, the wisdom is, we know in our hearts that the pain that was caused to us was in fact the pain that was spilling over from the heart of a loved one. So this week, rather than being destructive with a wound, let us invite ourselves to be constructive with it. Let us love ourselves enough to accept the wound for what it is. Let us invite ourselves to understand that it may well be that the wound that was caused to us was caused out of confusion, out of their own pain spilling over. If we can do that, if we can still allow ourselves to feel the love that we genuinely do, that we authentically do, we come out of this darkness into the light of love. And then we actually give the wound a chance to heal. So this week, connect with a loved one, whatever the history behind it. My blessings until we meet again next week. Please like, share and subscribe on this channel, which is Rekha Vijay Shankar. And I'm ever so grateful for your encouragement and your comments. I'm so glad that you are in my life. With all my love, all the love in my heart to you now and always, until we meet again.